it out. Do you want to talk
say?
about the Cyborg?
Let's talk about. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know.
Sometimes I forget we're on air.
Yeah.
And honestly, talking about Khabib, and they kind of mentioned this, the way Holly, and again, Cyborg is not going to take you down and do necessarily what Khabib does, but she's pretty dangerous on the ground. And the way Holly was using those underhooks to keep her against the kid was amazing. What a smart strategy. Her team is fucking amazing. Holly, even when she loses, except for Misha, it's always a decision. She's always tough. Her team is really great. She's prepared for every person she fights. Her game plan was brilliant to keep her up against. She was fighting somebody who I think hits a lot harder, who's better standing up. All right, maybe she's better with her legs, Holly, and maybe she's a little. But I think Cyborg is more dangerous standing up. She obviously hits harder.
And she's bigger than her.
And she's bigger, and she's much better on the ground. But what a brilliant game plan that was to keep her up against the cage. That's the thing. If anyone can pull that off against Khabib, that is the only way I think you're going to stop him from taking you down.
Well, what I would like to see, and I want to talk about the Holly Holm fight, but styles make fights, and I wanted to see and we've seen it, and I think Holly was in the fight, but the decision's just. I mean, Cyborg looked great. She was stalking her down.
Not according to some judges.
Some judges what?
With the stinking shit judging.
What happened? Okay, tell me again. What's
I mean, 49-46, that's fair. Two guys, though, it's 48-47 in favor of Cyborg. Am I crazy? I didn't think it was that close.
Yeah, two of the judges, and I was going to ask, two of the judges had Holly winning the first two rounds.
No way.
You could make an argument that maybe Holly won the first round or the second round, but I don't know about both. It's tough.
Bit of a stretch there, Matt. Comment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was rooting for Holly, and Cyborg was cool, calm. She did not slow down. She landed the biggest shots. I mean, to Holly's credit, she could take a shot.
She sure can.
And before every round, she's sprinting back and forth, even when she's looking like a cyclops.
Her cardio is amazing,
listen,
right?
You gotta. Her stock does not go down. She's awesome, Holly Holmes.
Why is she losing all these fights? Like she was 10 or 11-0. After she beats Ronda, she loses to Misha. She gets choked. She goes out punching. And then she loses to, hold on, she lost to, who did she lose to? Jermaine Demandame. She lost, obviously, to Cyborg. And who was that third loss to? Valentina Shevchenko. Okay, yeah. But it was a decision.
Yeah, where Valentina really just kept her off balance the whole fight. Kept her at range.
She's hard to knock out, though.
She's as tough as they come.
Has she been knocked out or no? I mean, again, she's been put to sleep, but has she been knocked out? I don't think so.
I've seen her in a boxing match. She has.
No, I mean only. I'm thinking only MMA.
She hasn't got knocked out in MMA. No.
Yeah, she's tough. She's courageous, and not for nothing. I know we just talked about it, but Edson Barboza did to the end. He took some Hail Mary kicks, and he did try to. So I mean that also deserves a little praise. Right?
He threw that spinning kick to the head. Did he hit it the head, or was it a little bit off? It glanced, right?
Yeah, he was tired.
The fact that he was going for that shit was awesome.
I guess at that point,
it did keep you dude. That's all you could do, man.
Right, that was his only option, right? Is to throw at the head.
But the fact that he did hit the head, even if it was a glancing blow, if that's in the first round, I mean, Khabib can be knocked out.
Yeah,
but just no one has. I think people are afraid to throw those shots. Because again, you're begging to be taken down when you throw that shot.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, you're damned if you do, and it better good.
And why are you putting your shoes on?
You actually were barefoot.
I know.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I can say.
Yeah.
Matt, let me ask you this. So
yes.
me and Jim both had Cyborg winning the fight.
Yeah.
I had. How did I have?
You had Cyborg second round knockout. I thought it would go into the fourth round, potentially a knockout.
Okay.
And Matt, you had taken Holly by fourth round KO.
Okay.
What? I understand that completely, but what didn't happen that you thought was going to happen over the course of that fight?
I thought that she'd be a little bit more successful in the later rounds, and that the leg did come up a few times, but Cyborg took it away.
Yeah,
So I was,
Did you think Cyborg would be tired by that point?
I was hoping. I was thinking by the fourth round, I thought that Cyborg, to her credit, she wasn't in there going nuts trying to get rid of Holly.
Right.
She stalked her down. She was keeping her guard tight up top, and she took away Holly's offense, and then did some nice counter strikes, and she was aggressive, but she wasn't overly aggressive. Where I thought she might have wanted to get Holly out of there a little sooner, not have that happen, and then Holly get a little more success in the later rounds.
Do you think that was a respect for Holly's cardio? The fact that she's like, I know I have to be patient because if this goes into the third and fourth round, there's a problem.
I think she knew she was fighting a tough girl that's not going to get rattled up there. And she fought smart. A lot of credit, Jason Perillo. We got to have him on here soon. I like Jason Perillo a lot. He's
for sure.
The boxing coach of, Michael Bisping, Cyborg, and others. And a fan hit me up, and he also knows him. Go, you got to get him on. Well, make a note of that.
Okay.
I'm telling you now because I'll forget by the time I'm fucking off the thing. But I love Jason Perillo's a good dude, man. Every time I see him, it's nice to see him. And I do like to see guys have success like that. You know what I mean? I heard that the Wink that Jackson Wink camp went through. They're having a hard time, man. They're on like.
Oh yeah, I read that too.
What exactly? Read that to me.
I read that they've lost 17 fights in a row right now.
Wow.
Which seems insane.
Is it now 18
but-
with Holly, or is it?
Is that counting John
Let me
Jones still, I
know.
guess?
The John Jones doesn't count because he won, but that's a no contest.
Okay.
Let me find the article. I read the same thing.
Find out because
Yeah.
somebody told me actually it was long ago. He's like, "You believe this?" And I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Is there
man.
like a little weakness in their in the camp that people just figured out and are exploiting, or is it just like, hey, that's what happens sometimes?
I think this is the game we play,
Yeah.
man. I mean, shit. We just had 2 losses the other night, and even though one didn't feel like one. Or my camp, I was saying. Aljo got taken out, and Marab got robbed. But, oh, yeah, people didn't like when I burped. Not everybody.
I didn't say that.
Not you, Jimmy. Don't Jimmy. I know, not you. But somebody texted me. He gave me a message. He goes, hope you can take some constructive criticism. I just don't like you when you burp.
No, wait.
Was
Was this from Dana?
No.
Okay.
So then
It was a text and not a.
No, it was an Instagram post.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
You
here
know,
we go.
then I was gonna ban him. But like, all right, no, let him just. He said it's okay. He said with all due respect or something like that.
Sure. Okay.
It's not a great story, Jimmy. What's up, Chris?
Okay, so I found it here. It says the list does not include the no contest by John Jones or the draw by Lando Venato, which was recent. But Cowboys lost his
Twice.
last 2 fights.
Who did he lose? Darren Till and who was the other one? Was it Masvidal?
He lost the split decision to Robbie Lawler.
Lawler. Okay.
Yeah.
When did he fight Masvidal?
That was a while. That was months ago. That was before the Lawler fight.
So he had won since then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, Cowboys lost twice. Michelle Watterson has lost twice. Anthony Hamilton has 2 losses. Diego Sanchez has a loss. Alistair Overeem, Dotson, Ray Borg, Marcin Tybura, Chase Sherman, Damian Stasiak, Jody Escobar, Johnny Hendricks, who was new to the camp but he lost, Tom Duquesnoy, Mitch Clark, Jack Marshman, Cub Swanson, and Tyson Pedro.
Wow.
17 losses, which is so crazy because
It's in a row?
these are their 7th. Yeah, these fighters have lost.
Wait, now what about Holly Holm now?
Well, and then if you
18?
add, so that's 18 then if you add in Holly. Yeah.
You don't gotta step
Oh,
on
and
their neck when
Condit.
they're
I'm
in-
sorry, it's 19 because
Carlos
Condit
Condit.
lost. Yeah.
You don't gotta fucking step on their neck when they're drowning. What is
Well,
the
it's just
matter?
unbelievable, right?
That is an interesting stat. Like
Push
what?
their head under the water,
It's just
Christopher
bad luck
Cruz.
for a few fights in a row. I mean, that's.
Well, it's
they're a
also
good
the
camp.
level of competition that these guys are fighting. A bunch of these are title fights and number
Yeah.
1 contender fights and whatever. So
It's a tough game, Jimmy.
It really is, but that is a stunning. I would love to know do other schools have like that. Sounds crazy, but then you may go, no. At one point, Team Alpha Male lost 9 in a row, and then at one point, the Boxalians lost whatever the fuck.
There's no stats like that. These guys got to get their act together, Jimmy.
There's stats like that.
I'm only fucking around.
I'm sure you can find them.
Guys, it happens. Guys, don't hate me, Jackson and Wink.
No, I'm just curious to
I'm just
every school
fucking
go through
around.
that where they
Listen.
lose 6, 8, 12 fights in a row.
Yeah, tell us, Christopher Producer. What's the stats on that?
Come on, Chris.
yeah, I'd have to look it up, but I absolutely I'm sure that's possible. It's not like you can't win every fight, and sometimes if you have 3 or 4 guys fighting in a month period, they lose.
And they had that whole controversy now. Jackson Wink, Mark Aragon. He's the media director. I'm surprised the media director.
Oh, wait,
did
I heard
this. How
something
stupid.
about this. What are you saying now?
He went on Twitter, or was it? It was on Instagram. He commented on a photo of Instagram, but it's Jackson Wink MMA. It's not his personal account. He's representing the entire team.
No, it was from his personal account.
Oh, I'm
But-
sorry.
but-
I'm thinking it's from Jackson Wink.
no,
MMA.
but in his bio it says that he's affiliated.
what
with
did-
Wink
what
and
did
all
this
that
guy
stuff.
say?
Then I'm totally stupid.
I'm not
No,
on
it's fine.
Twitter. What do you say?
He wrote. This is on Instagram. He writes about a comment on her. This dude is tough as hell. That being said, at the press conference, he said Holly was the first one to make his nose bleed. You are my hero, Holly Holm. See you back in the gym. So he was. I didn't realize he was tweeting himself, but as a guy who represents kind of Jackson Wink, calling Cyborg a he and him.
Wait, what did he say?
His nose, he calling Cyborg a man. So Cyborg responded saying, it's not acceptable for an official representative of Holly Holm, Jackson Wink MMA, to call me transgender following my fight. Their official photographer was given a backstage credential to attend UFC, and I expected an apology or their ability to get credentials for future UFC events to be affected by these actions. I don't blame her for being pissed. Like, you know, if you're making one little joke, but like when you're doing it and you're saying I'm the official, whatever, Jackson, that's a stupid thing, man.
Yeah, it's not a nice thing to do.
First of all, it's being a sore loser.
Yeah.
And even Cowboy commented on it. He came out and he wrote...
Right, well, the UFC did revoke his press conference.
Yes, they did.
So, yeah.
They came out, they said, team, I've been a part of Greg Jackson MMA before my first WEC fight. The recent comments made by their social media team doesn't represent the team that I know, love, and fight for. So even Cowboy spoke out and said he thought it was shitty.
Yeah, and Jackson Wink MMA put out a statement saying that, you know, what people didn't know before that was that they caught Cyborg calling Holly a bitch.
Who cares? That's backstage.
Oh, wait.
Who cares? That's backstage.
Say that again.
So I'll read. So this is Jackson Wink put out a statement on Facebook saying, in response to our media person's recent Instagram remark about Cyborg, there was a backstory as to why he made this comment. After Cyborg's victory, she was heard backstage by our media guy calling Holly a bitch and laughing at a photo depicting her own toe in Holly's eye. They were heard mocking Holly's performance. Our media guy was defensive of our fighter, etc.
Yeah, it's still bullshit. It's private. You overhear something in a dress